The journey was tough. The evolution was necessary. What started as a transition has settled into strength. A new beginning, a new day. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Black Ross Network. I'm Chris Ross. If this is your first time on the platform, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We really do appreciate it. Listen, we have a very, very special guest with us here on today. We have a public speaker, author, Mr. Rashaad Johnson. He is not a stranger to the platform. And today we're going to be talking about transition. What's happening, Rashaad?
What's going on, Chris?
I mean, it's been a minute, right?
It's been a minute. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Hey, we've just been doing life.
Doing life, right? And
Yes.
the good thing, a lot of folks don't know this, that when Rashaad, whenever he comes in town, we always try to get together, do a show, and kind of just, chop it up a little bit. And we talked about before. Well, first of all, how was your trip coming down, bro? How was your ride coming down, man?
It was good, man.
Traffic
it was
was good?
good. I didn't hit a lot of traffic. Leaving DC, I hit all the traffic. Once I got out of that, it was pretty smooth.
That's what's up, because we know how DC can be coming through.
Oh,
Coming
yes.
through here. And he graduated from North Carolina A&T. I don't know if I said that. Rashaad, can you tell the folks again a little bit about the two books that you have penned, though, at least? Or is it three?
It's two.
It's two.
I'm working on a third one now,
All
but
right.
the first one was Cage Dream. That was back almost 10 years ago when I released that one. And then 3 years ago, I released another book called Identical Contradiction. And that's the book I've been doing a lot of touring and teaching with, and it's debunking the myth of code switching and becoming your most authentic self. So my goal is just to help people become their most authentic self.
Yeah.
It started with me, of course.
Yeah. It always
That's
does.
my goal, man.
Yes, sir. It always does. And so as me and Rashaad have been building, we came up with this great conversation that we want to talk about, and it was the word transition. So let me give you guys the definition of transition. It's the process or period of changing from one state or condition to another. There's a part two to this we all are so familiar with. It's the process by which a transgender person permanently adopts the outward or physical characteristics that might match their gender identity, as opposed to those associated with the sex registered for their at birth. The process may or may not involve measures such as hormone therapy and gender reassignment surgery. So one thing we both can say about transitioning, that there is a process of pain that you go through to transition. And that may be, maybe you're transitioning, maybe you lost your business, maybe you're transitioning from divorce, maybe you're transitioning from, it's a number of things that we all transition from. So Rashaad, I'm gonna open it up with you, man. What's your thoughts on transition? It's so much that we could talk about, because people, like you said, they alter their looks. You have people that dye their eyes to be black. They get the tattoos. They put horns and get their teeth changed. As strange as it may look to us, that's what they decided to do with their life and transition so they could become whatever that entails. Whether you agree or disagree with it, transition can be ugly, but at the end, there is a goal that you're trying to achieve when you transition. So let's open it up, man. You go ahead and get on in there with it, bro.
You know, the thing that first comes to my mind, I'm a big animal person. I've always been interested in animals and their personalities and their tendencies.
Yeah.
One of my favorite animals, the eagle. You know, after an eagle gets a certain amount of years on them, they have to go through a very painful transition.
Yeah.
See, their beak, what happens is, they outgrow basically who they are.
Yeah.
So they got to go through a transition of breaking their own beak off, like breaking their beak off. As they go high up in the mountains, they break their own beak off, and then they pluck out all of their feathers because they have to grow new feathers. Wow. So they're up there with a broken beak and no feathers, and it's very painful for eagles, but that's the process of them transitioning to their better self. And so, just as you mentioned, man, anything, you got me thinking, like, I'm in a period of transition right now, and it can be painful.
Very.
It can be painful because you're becoming something you've never been before. And the only way to become something you've never been before is to do things you've never had to do before.
That's true.
So with this business life, man, you hit it on the head. Transition always, it usually involves painful. Yeah.
And you always lose. You may have had relationships or friendships along the way that were comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to be in an uncomfortable situation, which hurts like hell most of the time. You lose colleagues, you lose friends, and sometimes we don't know the outcome of it when we're transitioning. We just know at that moment, this shit hurt. It's painful. Why the hell do I have to go through this? Well, why not you, right?
Yeah, we all have to go through it. The interesting thing about transitioning, Chris, is when you transition, usually nobody else is on your clock but you, because we all do things at different times. So it'd be great if I can get all my friends groups, all my family, everybody I care about to transition at the same time.
Right.
That way we can all share this pain and go. But that's not how life works, man.
No.
Sometimes you have to leave people. Sometimes people have to leave you.
Yes.
Sometimes I've had people that had to push me to the side because I wasn't ready to go where they were ready to go.
That's so true.
But it's necessary. It don't feel good, but it's necessary.
Yeah.
But why do we? Let me ask you this: why do you think we?
Ready for a popcorn adventure? Popcorn Remix is more than just a snack. It's an experience. With over 50 bold and unique flavors like king crab legs, hot wings, and lemon pepper, and Charlene's banana pudding, every bite is a burst of culinary creativity. Founded by entrepreneurs Ryan Richmond and Greg Bowman, Popcorn Remix turns life's toughest moments into something sweet. Visit their Conyers, Georgia store or order online at popcornremix.com and explore flavors you've never imagined. That's popcornremix.com, where every kernel tells a story. Teachers and parents, are you ready to empower your students to become stronger writers? Check out Rethinking Writing One Word at a Time by Sheila Beverly, a workbook that's been praised by educators for its innovative approach to teaching grammar and writing. Dr. Daryl Morris calls it a motivational hook that helps students get their ideas down on paper, and other teachers rave about its hands-on tools like the Grammar Bubble manipulative toy to make learning fun. Perfect for classrooms or home learning? Get your copy now on Amazon and watch your students' writing skills shine.
We reject transition. I know the pain part is the biggest part, but why do we do that? Why do we do
change? We don't like change as humans. We hate change.
You're right.
We do not like change. You know, I'll use myself as an example. I remember going to the doctor. My doctor was like, "Look, man, your glucose levels are a little high. A little bit more protein in your urine." You know, those kind of conversations you have with your doctor.
Right.
Now, he says, "Listen, man, you're going to have to stop eating the bagels, right?" I ain't want to stop eating the bagels, Rashaad. I like a good bagel and some coffee. I like a good honey bun, like most humans do. We like our sweets and our treats, right? And I'm a big juice. I'm an avid juice drinker.
That'll get you.
That Minute Maid ain't good for you, though, right? So when I think about that transition that I had to make, my doctor said, "But here's the thing. Do you want to be alive?" He said, "Do you want to be alive? Do you want to deal with diabetes?" He was like, "Diabetes is not fun for anyone." He said, let me give you the example that he told me. He said, diabetes is like that best friend that wants to kill you. It's your best friend that's about to murder you. You want your best friend to murder you? And when he put it in from that perspective, I said, I gotta change, right? I gotta stop. So the first thing I thought about, it was painful for me to let the juice go. It was painful for me to let the bagels go. It was painful for me to let them honey buns go. It ain't perfect, but I bet you I don't eat bagels every morning. I don't eat them every morning like I used to. So we don't like change as humans. It
We don't.
hurts like hell to change. Either because, like I just said, we don't want to do it, we stubborn as hell, or we just don't give a damn. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
We're let me tell you this. I'm learning. Somebody told me this, and I didn't know if I agree with it 100% for a while. A friend of mine, really into health, he said, listen, the way you take care of your body is a testament of how much you love yourself. He said, because think about it. He said, you got to, we were talking, and he said, you got kids. He was like, certain things you won't let those kids do.
No.
Because even though they want to do it, but you love them and you know what's best for them.
You know what's best for them.
So you're like, you're just going to have to go through the pain, the disappointment, whatever. You're not doing this because this is not what's good for you.
That's right, man.
You just going to have to be mad about it.
Yeah.
He said, now, if you love your kids that much, he said, we have a problem with loving ourselves. Why can't you love yourself enough to treat your body right? And I was like, it stung a little bit. I was like, at first I was like, I rejected it because I'm like, they don't have nothing to do with how I love myself.
I love myself.
But the more I start thinking about it, I'm like, right.
You're right. I don't.
And
I mean, like when you put it in that, when you put it in like that, it's like, I really don't love myself. Right?
Yeah, because love is sacrifice.
It's sacrifice.
So, and I'm not there. I'm trying to get there, but I understand that.
Yeah.
Hey, are you loving yourself enough to sacrifice what's not good for you?
Come on.
To do what's best for you. And I ain't got there because this, again, we make excuses. Like I'm trying. My goal is to eliminate all excuses out of my life.
Yeah, man.
Somebody asked me to do something, yes or no.
Yeah.
Either I did it or I didn't. Because excuses don't matter.
No, they don't.
But I was thinking myself the other day, I was like, yo, I got to get back in the gym. I got to get back, just for my heart, for everything. I got to get back.
Yes.
And I was like, the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's an excuse. Like me saying the time and this, it's an excuse.
It is an excuse.
And it's like, okay, so do you want to transition to a healthier you? Or do you just want to stay?
Okay, where you at?
Because it's like, the reality is, just like a bank account, the more money you put in there, the wealthier you are.
That's true.
The more effort you put into your body, the more you put into that account that allows you to live longer. And it's, even though we know what we should do, it's painful to do it sometimes. It's uncomfortable to do it sometimes. We fear that change.
So I want to piggyback off of that. You loving yourselves, right? And it's so funny how we live in a world today where people are doing things that we may not agree with, may disagree with, right? But there are people, to your point, that are willing to make those sacrifices just so they can change and become who they are, no matter how much it freaking hurts. So imagine the pain that the transgender community go through with saying, hey, I'm a man, but I feel like I'm a woman in my body and I'm going to alter my body. Think about the women that go through that pain, that are willing to endure that pain and that transition just so they can be what? Happy. And although to us, it's like you don't love yourself, you're mutilating your body. But to them, it's like, I love myself and I'm willing to transition so I can love myself. I'm going to go even deeper. So imagine the people that do it. And I'm not just talking about the transgender community. Just imagine the people that mutilate their bodies so they can look like an alien, to sharpen their teeth, right? You've seen people that mutilate their bodies so they can look like a lizard. You see people tattoo their bodies to, I've seen people, if you ever watch, what's that show? We was just talking about the animals, but it's the same show. The History Channel. I guess it's the History Channel, somewhere in there. National Geographic. So think about those guys who tattoo their faces, right? Now to us, it's like, you don't love yourself, man. You're marking all over your face. You're dyeing your eyes. It's a tattoo, though. They're dyeing their eyes black and mutilating their bodies. But they're saying to themselves, I love me. And I'm willing to go through the transition and the pain just to do it. I know it's a twist on it, right?
Yeah.
Because when we look at transition, it's to better ourselves. Now, the human experience is so funny to all of us, but it's all perspective, right?
It's all perspective.
I swear it is. I want to read something right quick. I'm thinking about this thing.
I am. I'm thinking about it.
Because as you was talking, I was like, wow. So here's something that I looked up. So some core reasons why people transitioning. All right, core reasons for transitioning. Number one was authenticity and self-expression.
Thank you for watching the Black Ross Network. Please like and subscribe to our channel.
To live their true gender identity rather than the sex they were assigned at birth, which for many feels like living a lie or being in the wrong body. Right? Alleviating gender dysphoria. Transitioning helps reduce the distress and discomfort that comes from the mismatch between one's internal one's internal gender identity and physical sex characteristics. Now, of course, this is the world we live in. I'm not harping on that. I'm not harping on that. But the point I'm making is this is broad. Right? It just so happened we live in a world where that's pushed into the atmosphere more than the typical things that are pushed into the atmosphere, from my perspective.
Right.
But that can go for, like I just said, the dye in the eye, the mutilation of the face to look like an alien. Or what about the guy that wanted to be a dog? You remember that was going? remember that thing was trending? What a guy, he wanted to be a dog and he turned himself into a dog, and they made a suit, a real life suit for him to be a dog. As crazy as it sounds, people are willing to do whatever it is to transition into whatever they want to be. So why is it for us when we transition so that we become the best version of ourselves, why did we complain?
That's a great question. Right? That's a great question, Chris. So, because while you're saying,
I know I was saying so much, but I had to give a perspective on it, understanding, because that's the only way we can kind of get to. So if folks are willing to change their bodies just so they can be their better selves, then why aren't we not transitioning to become our better selves, whether it be school, whether it be to separate ourselves, whether it's giving up alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever, bro. Why aren't we, our health, right? Why aren't we willing to go through that transition, to endure the pain of transition to get to?
I think it's a simple answer. I think it's complex. I think the simple answer is we don't want to, because we do whatever we want to do. And while you was thinking about that, this is why I came to that conclusion.
Come on, bro.
I'm thinking, so even when it comes to the pain part,
sure.
So I have several tattoos. Tattoos are painful.
Sure.
I have at least 4 plus tattoos that took at least 4 hours each. So I'm thinking about that. Like, I've sat through that multiple times.
Sure, man.
And every time I do it, I'm like, I think this is the last one. I don't want to go through this no more.
Yeah.
But I did it because that's what I really wanted. I knew it was going to be painful.
Yeah.
But I did it because I really wanted it. So flipping back, sometimes I think we don't transition into the higher version of ourselves because we're not ready. We don't really want to. We don't want to sacrifice certain things. We're like, right now I want that more than I want to be this. Like, it's really, and I'm learning it's really that simple. And we don't want to accept that, because then it makes us look bad.
Yeah.
To say I'm just not doing this because I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And people are like, what? People lie to themselves. Like, I really want to do it, but no, you don't really want to do it. It's a good idea. You want to do it, but you don't want to do it as much as you don't want to sacrifice what it takes to do it. So you want the comfort more than you want the ascension or the elevation of whatever it is. But I think it comes down to what we just really want to do, because we'll endure pain if we really want it.
If we want it bad enough.
If we want it bad enough, we don't care.
Yeah.
There's certain things I think about. If something was happening to my kid and I had to jump through something, jump through glass, do whatever I know is going to be painful. Like, it's not even a second thought. It's like, okay, I know it's going to be painful, but I'm going to do it because that's what I really want to do.
Correct.
I think it boils down to, do we want to transition to whatever it is? Do we want to do whatever it takes? Sometimes we don't want to. And I think it makes us look a little immature. And I'm man enough to admit, I haven't been mature as I needed to be in some areas of my life, because there's certain things I just know I need to do. I just haven't done it because I don't think I want it bad enough.
Wow. Great point. So here are 3 main types of transition someone could go through: social, legal, and physical. So to kind of sum it up, I was pretty much kind of talking about physical for the most part. That's the perspective I was given. But there's a social transition, there's a legal, and there's a physical transition. It's so funny how and there's transition when it comes to filming. You know, you want to put the best transitions on during editing. You know, what transition is going to look the best, so the outcome of the footage that you put out can be the best footage that you have. But the only way you can do it is you got to use this type of transition to make it happen, right? And guess what you got to do? You got to buy the best apps. Which software you gonna use? What's the best software that has the best transitions, right? That's pretty. When we think of that's why I wanted to talk about transition, because sometimes we just associate transition with pain, with hurt, and of course it is. But there's some beauty that comes out of it too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think even if you look at nature, so we was talking about National Geographic. I told you I love animals and nature. When you look at certain transitions that animals go through, they're really painful, but the transition brings out their most beautiful self. You look at one of the most common one, a caterpillar to a butterfly.
Yeah.
Like that transition, and here's what got me really studying that. This caterpillar, people don't think anything about, they don't care anything about.
Sure.
It has to remove itself and wrap itself up in a cocoon and shut out the whole world to work on itself to become a butterfly. It has to cut everybody off. It has to remove itself to become a butterfly. Sometimes we're not willing to remove ourselves from certain social settings, from certain people, from certain situations. That's true, to become better.
That's so true. That's beautifully said too, bro. So I got this one right here where it says, we were talking about social. Social transitioning is when what?
You know what are you looking at that? There's sometimes life forces us to transition whether we're ready or not. Like there's sometimes, like there's certain situations that happen to us that force us to transition whether we're ready or not. And sometimes those are the best things for us. As painful, as uncomfortable, as frustrating as it is, but sometimes we have to be forced to transition.
Oh, that's a good point.
I was just traveling a couple of weeks ago, and I was in the airport. And you know how you get on the I just call them the moving walkways, the conveyor belts.
Yes.
When you get on that thing, once you step on it, you're moving whether you want to or not.
Wow.
And the reality is, when it comes to the end of that walkway, you have to take action to step off whether you're ready or not. If you don't, it's going to throw you off.
Right.
And that's kind of like life. Sometimes we're on this walkway where life's like, okay, time for you to take a step and move.
Right.
And if you don't, you're going to fall and it's going to hurt. Like you're going to be forced to do it.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we're forced to do stuff that we should have done a long time ago. We weren't man or woman enough to make the steps or to make the changes to make it happen.
Wow. So, very good point. So as I was reading, the reason I stopped and I said, what? Okay, so there is transitions. So under transition is social, legal, and physical. It's not social, legal, physical that I was thinking was a type of transition. Different types of transition. Those are different type of transitions under transitions. Right. So I'm gonna go even deeper.
Okay.
So you have life transitions, which I think is more where we're talking about, more of life transitions. But this is good because we're learning as well as the audience is learning too as well. So you have anticipated transition, unanticipated transition, non-event transition, and sleeper transitions. So you have all of these transitions, which is so very, very important for every facet of the human experience. And that's what I'm looking at. And I don't think that in my life have I really thought about transitions or transitioning like this to this point. It's wild, man, to have this conversation. It's a good thing. But there's so much to learn just from transitioning.
Man, you said so much to learn. One thing my grandfather told me a long time ago, he gave me a lot of little bits of nuggets.
Sure.
I mean, little nuggets of wisdom. But he said, listen, a wise man knows he doesn't know anything. A fool thinks he knows everything.
Man.
And the wiser you get, the more you understand that I really don't know a lot. Like, I know a little bit, but there's
so much.
The more you learn, the more there is to learn.
Yeah.
Like, and so even what we're talking about now,
man.
It makes you open up parts of your life. Like, as you're talking, I'm just thinking about how this applies to me. Like, oh wow, yeah, there are different ways. There's transitions that I welcome. There's transitions that I was forced into. There's transitions that just happened.
Yeah.
Ones that I jump started.
That's a good point. And sometimes those transitions, how can I say this? Those transitions that we think are good for us are not really good for us. Sometimes we transition into, man, I'm gonna just say it. Sometimes think about as an adolescent, the first time you saw a woman, right? The first time you saw a woman, oh my God, beautiful. You had all these feelings going on, right? But look at the transition that you've made over the years as it pertains to the female anatomy and how you deal with the female, with the woman, how you deal with that. How has that affected your transitioning? How do you handle it? Are you loyal? Are you hoish? Do you run around? Do you have more than one woman? I mean, so
that's a good question.
Yeah. So think about it. There's transitioning. God, man, we could talk about this all day long. Think about the guy that transitioned from driving a go-kart to now he's a NASCAR driver. Think about the guy who's street driving, right? He's transitioning, he's driving illegal on the streets, right? There's a couple things that's gonna happen to him. Either he's gonna go to jail or he's gonna wreck and he's gonna die. The dope dealer transitions into becoming a kingpin. Or he get arrested like Chapo, right?
Yeah.
Come on. So I mean, we think about transitioning. Transitioning is important for every facet of life, just like we said. You got to transition.
You have to.
You have to. Whether you're on the good side of it or the bad side of it, there is a process of transitioning that happens.
Absolutely. And here's the kicker.
Come on.
Oftentimes you know when it's time for you to transition. And if you don't, that's when it becomes more painful than it has to be.
Oh my God.
Because then you're forced. It's like this. You know, when you walk into a building, and some of the buildings now, you know, they have the revolving doors.
Oh yeah.
You ever been on a revolving door or seen somebody on the revolving door and they're not moving fast enough and the door is hitting them or pushing them? So if you have three people that's pushing that door and that one person wants to stop, they can't because so either you gonna get out or you gonna walk. But if you stop and don't move, it's gonna hurt. Whether it's your heels, the back of your head, it's gonna. And sometimes we getting hit and drugged in life because we weren't stepping into the transition when we needed to for whatever reason.
That's so good when you think about. I think about yourself transitioning, you know, from the South to DC. What that transition was like for you, the hustle and bustle of the city, because DC fast.
Yes.
I mean, anytime you go to a larger city, though, You go to Atlanta. Atlanta's fast paced, but DC different.
It's different.
And Alexandria, Richmond, drivers in Virginia are different.
They're
And
different.
The DMV is
The
different.
DMV is
Baltimore
different.
is different, bro.
Listen, when you talk about that whole transition, let me tell you one of my biggest transitions.
Sure.
Transitioning from the South to the North. When I first moved up to the Northeast, I moved to Philadelphia. I stayed in Philadelphia for a couple of years.
Love Philly.
I love Philly too. So when I first moved there, yes, the food is
sweet
amazing.
Onions and sweet peppers.
Man,
come on, baby.
Listen, it's amazing.
Come on.
But when I first moved there, I'd been there literally, Chris, a couple of weeks.
Gotcha.
And I left my apartment. I was walking up to the store. Now from the South, like we speak to brothers when we see them. We speak to people. Hey, what's going on? You ain't got to know them. I'm walking to the store, and this brother walks past me, and I was like, "What's up, man?" And he said, "Dude, you know me?" And I was like, "Nah." He's like, "Then why the F you speaking to me?" And I'm caught off guard. Like, here's this Southern boy, like, yo,
what you talking about, man?
Wait, did I miss something? Like,
what you talking about?
I'm like, yo, I was just speaking to you.
Yeah.
And then he said, I hear your accent. You're not from around here, are you? I was like, nah. I just moved here.
Right.
And he was like, listen, brother. He's like, I got a lot of family down south. He's like, I know how the culture is down there. He's like, but up here, don't just go around speaking to people you don't know. He was like, my initial thought was, oh, this dude trying to set me up. He's like, I'm looking up because you don't know me and you speaking to me. And even the transition culturally, it was an adjustment for me.
Sure it was, man.
And it changed the way that I operated with people.
Wow.
Because it was simple. It was something simple, but and it's not a knock on the North. It's just different.
It's different.
It's different. Like
it's survival.
It's survival of the fittest.
Man.
It's different.
It's literally a concrete jungle.
Oh, it is. Yeah. The pace is so much quicker. The pace is so much faster.
Yes.
It made me more of a hustler, though.
Oh,
it made me more of a hustler.
Absolutely.
It made me more on top of stuff. It spit. So here's the thing. The speed is different.
Yes, it is.
Think about this. People up north, they talk faster.
Yes,
they
sir.
walk faster.
Yes, sir.
They drive faster. But in my opinion, they also handle business a little faster.
They do.
They also build things a little quicker. They also, and you just look at it. You look at the Northeast, things, they lead the country when it comes to innovation and building and things of that sort.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a mentality. Everything is faster.
Everything.
So it sped up my clock. So everything I begin to do, like, oh, I got to hurry up and do this. It sped up everything.
Yes, sir.
So that was a transition that I had to jump into whether I was ready or not.
Yeah, you had
Because they're like, hey, either you going to get with it or you get left behind.
Yeah, you're going to get left behind.
So even that environmental change, like, it changes you. Like, but I had to transition because if I didn't transition, I'd have got eaten alive.
Man, yes, sir. I think about that. I think about the first time I went to New York City. And I remember being on Canal Street is where everybody goes, where the tourists go. So I remember being on Canal Street. I was with a group at the time, and I think we were touring. We were singing. I was singing gospel at the time, and we were touring and went to New York. And street food, the egg rolls were huge. Everything in New York is big, right? So we were about to cross the street. I was about to walk into the street. A police officer looked at me. The whistle, of course. So she blew the whistle. She said, if you don't want to die, don't walk across that street, baby. So there was a transition. I had to switch my thinking like, hey, you just can't walk across the street because they will hit you up here. And won't think twice. They'll hit you and keep going. So just in that long with you saying that, it's a process. And you have to, up there, you got to get in a hurry. Guess what I had to do? Get in a hurry and move out the way. So every time we went across the street, literally everybody was running across the street.
The pace is just so much, it's different. Listen, when I first came back down here after being up there for a couple of years, I remember I came here and I took my mom somewhere and we're walking and she's like, why are you walking so fast? And I'm just like, what you talking about? Like, it was normal at that time. It became normal for me. And I realized,
oh wow, I'm part of the culture.
Yeah, it became me. Like, I realized I had transitioned into a different way of operating.
I'm in it.
I'm in it now.
Yeah. Things that you could get away down south, with you can't get away up there. It's just a different ball game.
It's different.
So you have to play based off of, the environment. You do. You have to. We have some neighbors. I have some neighbors that moved here from New York. And we was like, yeah, man, the rent, the mortgage, the rent is high, the mortgage is high. And they was like, they was like, this easy. If I stayed in something like this in New York, and they was explaining, the amount of money that they would have to pay, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Oh yeah. Everything. Now the balance is you get paid a little more.
Sure.
In the north, but everything is a lot more expensive. Because I look where I stay now. My mortgage. I remember one time thinking like, yo, if I could just take what I paid in the mortgage there and get something here.
Yeah. Oh man, you living a life.
Yes.
And guess what? That's amazing. How my neighbors feel.
Yeah.
My neighbors feel the same way. They're like, oh man, we living a life. You complaining? Man, this is excellent.
Here's what's funny. A lot of people I've worked with over the last several years.
And you got more room.
More room. A lot
everything
more room.
Is tight.
Everything is
little up top.
Philly and DC.
Yes.
Been there for a while. A lot of the people I've worked with, when they talk about retirement and transition, 80% of them are like, we moving down south.
Yeah,
like, we moving out south.
We done. We retire.
I'm going for the easy life. Like they're talking
here.
about Florida, South Carolina, Georgia. Now some of them are like, I'm moving to an island. I'm moving to a different country.
Yeah, man, I'm getting out of here. Like, I ain't staying here.
I understand.
I do. I get it.
I'm gonna have me a place on the beach somewhere.
That's right.
Somewhere.
Because you've been in DMV for how long? You been up?
Man, I've been there for 10 years.
I love it, man.
I've been there for 10 years.
I love it. This is beautiful. I hope you guys are kind of catching a little bit what we're putting down as we talk about transitioning and listen, we're learning just as you're learning. We're learning as we go. This conversation, when we decided to have this conversation, we didn't go in here with some blueprint and try to figure out how transition. It was all personal. Some of the things we both have gone through in our personal lives, whether it be entrepreneurship, whether it be relationship, whatever it be,
entrepreneurship.
That's a whole nother animal right now.
Man,
speaking of transitioning for you, I want to kind of, as we talked about transition, I want to kind of talk to Rashaad a little bit about what this transition has been like for him going to the public speaking side of the business that you have. What has that transition been like for you, man, with public speaking?
It's made me grow up a lot. It's made me
fast too,
real fast, and it's made me hustle a lot. Let me tell you, it's very humbling because whenever you embark on something new, I've always felt like, okay, I'm talented. I can do this, which I am. I am talented. God has gifted me with certain things, and I'm able to do it.
Yes, sir.
But getting into it, you realize how much better you have to be.
Yeah.
Like when I've met and been mentored by some really good speakers.
Sure.
And every time I talk to them, I find out how much I really don't know, or how much I need to improve in certain areas.
Yeah, man.
Because I'm like, oh, I'm good. And they're like, yeah, you are good, but you need to fix this. You need to do better in this area. You need to do this.
Yeah.
And so it's like with anything in life, you want to perfect it. Certain people, you want to perfect it, and you want to be the best. And it's really humbling to understand, to learn a whole different area.
Yeah, man.
Especially when you've dominated or been really good in this area, really good in this area.
Sure.
And then you come to a new area, and you're like, okay, I'm not really good. I'm okay. But I'm not really good. There's so much more to learn. Like there's so much more to get. So the speaking business, and let me tell you, a friend of mine, a mentor of mine told me a long time ago, hey, to be a good speaker, study comedians. Study comedians.
Yeah,
study
a great job.
The way they handle the stage, the way they tell stories, the punchlines.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. The most humbling experiences I've had being a speaker is being on stage, and it's a room full of people just looking at you like. And I'm like, okay, that didn't go over the way I thought it would. Like, they're not as interested as I was hoping. I thought I was killing them, but
you was killing them.
I thought I was killing
all right,
it.
right?
Yeah.
It was like, oh man, get
And
off
so
stage, bro.
learning that how to translate what's in my head to get other people to see the pictures. Like speaking, you're painting a picture for people.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And like the most beautiful artists, you can look at it and be like, oh, that is amazing.
Yeah.
But when they got to that amazing picture, that wasn't the first portrait they've done. That wasn't the first painting they've done. That's probably somewhere
Several
in the thousands.
paintings, yeah.
Yes. And so it's just being a speaker, like you asked, like transitioning into that world. It's just like it's humbled me because it's like it's so much more you have to learn to just perfect your craft and be the best at what you do.
Man, I love it, man. Thank you for sharing that with our viewers, with our listeners, those that'll be tuning in, man. If you will, Rashaad, can you take a little bit of time, man, to kind of, we're going to sum this up and we're going to wrap this up. But at the end, I want you to tell the folks how they can get in contact with you. They can purchase any of your books if they would like to, and just follow you and probably hire you to do some public speaking too as well. But if you would, in closing, man, could you say something positive, like always, like we always do? Could you say something positive as it pertains to transitioning, man? And you got the floor, man. It's on you. And then close it out with, with your handles.
I would say to encourage everybody, transitioning, the only thing constant in life is change. Like you're going to change. Life is going to change. And if you don't change with it, it's just going to cause you more pain. So embrace change, embrace your transitions, embrace becoming different. Like you were talking earlier about being uncomfortable.
Yes.
The only way you grow is being uncomfortable. You can't grow in your comfort. Like you can relax and rest in your comfort. And sometimes life, you have to go through that period where it's a period of rest.
Yeah, man.
But if you're extremely comfortable, you're not growing. So embrace those transitions, embrace the growth, step into it, because that's how we become better, man. Listen, I've loved this conversation, man.
Me too.
Listen, man. Both of us you're doing amazing stuff, man.
Thank you,
your
bro.
network is amazing. Your platform is amazing,
man. I appreciate that too, man.
Hey, people, if you all want to hear me say anything else ever in life, you can catch me on YouTube at Rashaad IU, Rashaad IU, Instagram Rashaad IU, TikTok Rashaad IU, and my website is just RashaadJ.com, RashaadJ.com.
Hey, Rashaad, thank you so much again, man, for this conversation. You know we're going to do more of these, man.
Absolutely.
Because I love this conversation on transition. I really didn't know where we was going to go with this, but it seems like it was a great outcome. And I'm okay with the beginning being the way that it was, because you got to start from somewhere. And transitioning is about starting somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
So we had to endure probably some uncomfortable things that we were talking about while we were talking about transitioning. But look at the beauty that came out of it, right? We experienced transitioning ourselves by talking about transitioning.
Exactly.
So listen, I hope something was said to you that can help you become a better you. Listen, I'm Chris Ross. This is the Black Ross Network. Keep being great. Make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.